Okay, I'm not gonna do hey guys, you know, because I think I should actually do. Oh. Oh my god. I'm gonna start by priming the face, and I'll be using my SPF 50 high facial gel. It's actually perfect for makeup base. It's like a primer, and I love this so much because it protects my skin, and as well it can also help my makeup sit well, right? So it's a drugstore product. I got it from Holland and Barrett's. I will try and get you a link in the description box to try it on. It's really good. I've used it for over 2 years now. Yeah. So prior to record this tutorial, one of my friends sent me a video of a lady that has been beaten to death, domestic violence, guys, and I've just been distracted. And I mean, it takes me way back to years whereby I had a bit of that experience. And you know, anybody that is going through domestic abuse or domestic violence, when you hear such news, it just triggers a lot of memories. Not to put you back there, but you kind of feel for the person, and it's sad that we can't actually do anything about it than to, you know, speak up if you have a platform, and encourage women to come up and as well talk, right? I believe the first step is women recognizing that something is wrong. They are not in a good environment, and they have to speak up to somebody, seek for help. That is basically what we can do. I believe family members, with whatever I listen to, this incident happened in Ghana, right, where I come from, and family members did know. One of the brother that is in abroad knew about this constant abuse of to her sister, and it seems nobody did anything about it, and the end result is this woman is being beaten to death. My heart is really broken, but at the end of the day, what can we do? Sometimes you feel like, you know, you can't do anything about it than to just talk about it. So I'm using this opportunity to bring an awareness to women especially, women, young girls, ladies. If you are under a situation where someone is abusing you, it might not be beating you literally, but it might be any form of abuse, verbal abuse, somebody that brings you down, constantly make you feel not worthy enough, not make you feel confident, right? You have to speak up. Find somebody to speak to. I think one thing I was able to do during a time where, you know, I was in a very similar situation is to speak to somebody, because one, I think everybody's scared about, you know, stigmatization, how people will look at you, how people even understand you and know the problem is. Sometimes you think, even if I speak to somebody, there is no solution out there. But I guarantee you there are people out there, there are experts out there that can actually listen to you, help you come out of the situation. In my case, I mean, a lot of things went down very sour, very bad, and it took me years for me to even start speaking to people. Although there were times I spoke to some people, but people don't see the seriousness of what you are talking about, because especially with our Ghanaian community and Africans in general, these things are not really looked at or even considered, right? Because I mean, when you enter into marriage or in a relationship, let me bring marriage, because this woman was married. This woman was actually married. When you are in marriage and you are being abused, I mean, you are advised to just endure and do better. Women are always expected to do better. Women literally are expected to, you know, create. I mean, we we make marriage work. We make a relationship work. We have to do the right thing always for a marriage to work. And I know many of you might have heard and known. Some of you have, is probably experiencing it. It's always as if you have to do extra for things to work in a relationship or in marriage, right? So all I can actually talk about is to seek help. Speak to somebody. And then speaking to somebody, know the person you're actually speaking to, because I believe, listening to the brother talk on a radio, I think it was Adom FM or something from Ghana. He said he knew some of the incidents that was going on. So family members actually knew. I think even the father knew, but nobody came in. Nobody stepped in to rescue this woman, and she's dead right now as we're speaking. And my heart is just broken, because we just celebrated Women's International Women's Day, and I did a Facebook Live. We were talking about it, and it's funny that even women don't even pay attention to these things that we talk about. They don't really come together, unite to stop these violence, right? Because I think if we women, we have a community where anybody can speak to, the friend, the sister, the auntie, the mother, and then matters will be taken up, matters will be looked after. I don't think we will hear these news, going on in this day and age. So, ladies, please speak up. I will just encourage you to speak up. Don't wait. So, ladies, I was actually a mess and I was having storage issues. So all I'm saying in conclusion is to speak up. Do not suffer in silence if in an abusive relationship. Find somebody you can trust and speak to, or better still, speak to a professional, right? If you don't even know any professional, if you don't have any contact, just contact your GP center or your surgery center. Explain to them you're going through such and such, and they will direct you to the right person to speak to. Right, guys, do not suffer in silence. Domestic violence is real. You might not even know you're going through it, but if someone tramples on your confidence, if someone makes you feel less worthy, you've kind of lost your self-esteem. Someone beats you down, disrespects you in public and also privately. Be aware of that and speak to somebody. So I'm applying this pink shade eyeshadow from the NARS eyeshadow palette, and I'm blending that all over my eyelid, and I'm gonna go in there to pick also a darker shade brown, and I'll concentrate that on in my crease, and as well I'll blend it a little bit into my entire lid, right? So now from the same eyeshadow palette NARS, I'm going to pick the dark brown shade on that palette. That is a soft, brown. It's not very, dark. It's not very pigmented, but I feel for this eye look, that is the best to pick up. So I'm blending that into my crease, and I'm going to soften that, and then we go ahead with the rest of our shades. So with a clean brush, I'm actually softening it and also blending it in with the transition shade. And I felt I needed a bit more of the dark brown, so I'm picking more and then blending it in the crease area, as you can see. So now we're gonna go ahead and apply the Grape pigment from MAC, and I'll be picking little at a time so I don't get the eyeshadow all over my face. So I'm gonna start from the middle, and I'm creating like an ombre-ish eyeshadow shade. So I'll be concentrating more in the middle, and I'll be dragging that also close to the outer corner of my eye. So now with my flat brush, I'm picking the silver pigment, and I'll be applying it from the inner corners of my eye, and I'll bring it above a little bit on top of my crease, creating the ombre look that we're going in for. So I'm going on my Too Faced chocolate eyeshadow palette, and I'll be picking the silver shade on this palette. I feel this in silver has a lot of glow, to the look we're going in for. So I really felt I needed more pigment, right? And I'll just build it up on the same place, and just to bring more definition to the look. So now I'm gonna blend in with the grape eyeshadow color, just to bring more definition to the look. And I'll be picking a similar shade from the Too Faced eyeshadow palette. I'll be blending that in, creating the ombre look, and also I'll be going in the outer corners of my eyes with a black eyeshadow from the same palette, creating a smoky effect. So all I'm doing now is to just blend in and soften the whole look, so they gel together, right? And I'm using the pink shade to actually blend in. So now I'm going on the under eye, and I'm applying the pink shade first of all, and then I'm gonna go ahead with the black, creating an ombre look. So I'm going in my waterline with the eyebrow pencil, eyeliner pencil, and now I'm lining my eyes with my Kiko eyeliner. So now I'm going in with liner brush, and I'm just softening and also filling in any gap that I could have missed. So all I'm doing is to soften the liner, and I'm gonna apply a mascara on both my upper lashes and my lower lashes before I go ahead and apply my false lashes, right? And I always use the 30 seconds bonding glue. For some reason, this that's the magic for me. And I've got the dual eyelash glue, but I find this works very easy and quick for me. I mean, because it's 30 seconds, glue on, right? So it's about time to apply my foundation, and I'm putting in hydration with the Prime and Fix spray from MAC. I like to do this, before I apply my primer. So I've applied my drugstore gel primer, which has SPF 50, and I'm going ahead to apply also my Dior Forever foundation shade 4.5 and 5W. So I am usually wearing 4W, right? But my skin tone changes, especially in the winter. And now that we get it into spring, as you can see, this shade is not really settling as it's settles in the winter. But I go with the flow, right? We have to make it work, and it does settles down. I have no idea if this foundation deoxygenates. I don't know, because it looks a little bit on the golden side, but it does settles well after a while. So I'm going ahead to highlight my face with the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, and I'm actually doing the TikTok technique, highlight technique, right? I just wanted to try this and see the difference. I don't see any difference, to be honest. I feel it's the same, highlight technique, right? And as you can see, I realized I've actually cancelled my eyeliner, and it wasn't sharp enough, so I went in with a little bit of the liner. So now I'm blending in my highlight, and voila, there it is. I feel it's the same highlight technique, because you end up blending in, under the eyes. And I'm applying a little bit of a brighter shade concealer, Maybelline New York, in the shade Caramel. And I just felt I needed a little bit more of highlight. Yeah, so I'm dragging that all the way up, and I'll be blending it in. And I decided to also blend in with my beauty blender today, and actually I loved the outcome. I really loved the outcome. It was soft, you know it did the job for me. So also, damp your beauty blender before you start, blending in with it. It does help with your concealer settle well. So a damp beauty blender, always don't just pick up a beauty blender dry and you start using it. So now we're gonna contour our face with Huda Beauty bronzer and contour palette. And I'm falling in love with this contour palette because, as you all can see, it's dark enough and it's creamy, very creamy, and not too heavy, as I know Huda Beauty product. But it's blendable, it's manageable, and I love the shade. For fact, I've actually tried several bronzers, and this one does the job for me so far. So I'm using the other side of the beauty blender, and I'm blending in my contoured nose, and we're gonna go ahead and also contour the rest of our face, right? And I'll be using my Real Technique contour brush to contour the rest of my face. So now I'm gonna go in and blend in with my beauty blender. I'm using beauty blender from Real Techniques. This is also another one. So I used the first one for my highlights. I think I've used this one before. It's not really clean. But yeah, I'm going over my contoured areas to soften and also blend in. So I also love these Real Techniques. I think these blenders, beauty blenders, came with the brushes I got, right? So I didn't really purchase them on its own. It came with the brushes, right? And I've used them for a while now. So yeah, I'm using both the beauty blender and my brush. I think I'm so used to my brushes, you know. Yeah, for my overall makeup. So I went back in with the brush. So now I'm applying my Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Banana Bread, and I'm applying this in my highlighted areas, and also I'll go into my jaw area, and I want that crepes cut look, you know, that snatch face look. So yeah, I'll be going in there, and I'm bringing this also to the sides of my nose, and I'm gonna actually blend that in, and we continue with setting our contoured areas as well. So now I'm going in with my big powder brush, and I'll be picking my multi-purpose powder from Too Faced in the shade Butterscotch, and I'll be blending everything in. I really love to have a very soft blended look. And now I'm picking my Mocha Mami Fenty Beauty bronzer palette, and I'm actually setting and also bronzing my cheekbones and also the contoured areas. I feel this brings some warmth and color, like a pop of color into this look. Yeah, I've also fallen in love with this Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami. It's absolutely, you know, it's just perfect for every makeup look. I mean, it's not too wild of a deep, shade, and I love the way it settles more on mostly of black women's skin. And I'm going in with my powdered brush once again to soften and also blend in well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pink this blush shade from the Revolution palette, blush palette, and as you can see, I've applied that on my cheeks. I needed a little bit of a pink or a purple in the face. So I'm going in to pick this highlight from the Too Faced highlight palette in the shade deep. Yeah, deep. So I love this highlight so much. I like the three shades that is on there. One like just the highlight powder, and it's got one with the gold tone shade, and the other with like a bronze gold shade, right? So I like to actually blend both shades, for my highlight. And I'm going on the bridge of my nose. I'm using my fingers to do this because it comes out really well. It pops out nicely. And I'll also apply it on the tip of my nose. So now, as you can see, I've actually wiped some of the brow um, shape out, and I'm just filling in with a brow gel. And guys, this is why I usually like to do my brow right at the finish of the makeup look. And thank God I've got this brow gel. This brow gel that's actually sets your brow, right? So I should have done that after I applied my brow pencil. So I'm just outlining my brow and once again with the same concealer I used. And I'll go ahead and also align the under of the brow and also the arch area. So now all I'm gonna be doing is to clean up with my beauty blender, my brush, just to correct in any mess around there. And also I'm gonna go ahead and pick some of the Mocha Mami Fenty Beauty just to go over and bronze my cheeks. It was not wowing me, so I went in with my Mocha Mami. I picked just a little bit just to go over it, to bring in some bronzer, and I'm softening everything with my blush brush. So now I'm actually gonna line my lips with the bronzer and contour palette from Huda Beauty. Yeah, I'm using my contour palette for my lip liner. I just tried it on once and I was like, wow. So it's really creamy, very soft on the lips. It does stay, to my amazement. And I'll go also in the inner lips with NYX lingerie lip gloss. So I'm blending actually this contour palette in into the outer corners, dragging it into the middle area, creating like a halo or ombre look, right? And I'll continue to blend in until I get the desired look. realized something was actually missing. So I went in with the same brush, with a leftover product on the brush, um, with a dark shade, and I actually blended a little bit in, and voila, I think I was satisfied now. And that is our look.